Tonight on Q2, money for maintenance.
There just isn't enough staff out there to cover all of our bases. Things are actually deteriorating a little bit more rapidly because we just can't maintain them properly.
The city's Parks and Recreation Department is looking to use more than $1 million for some much-needed fixes. Plus, a frightening crash with a 15-month-old baby inside this car, all caught on camera.
When you get here, there's just carnage everywhere, and it doesn't really make sense until you see the video.
We'll have reaction as a car flies off the interstate, striking several parked cars and damaging 2 Billings businesses. And the year of recalls.
We had 1 case of salmonella infection in early November that did match.
From eggs to onions to carrots and even dog food, another food is now on the chopping block, this time cucumbers. The MTN 10 o'clock news starts right now.
From Montana's news leader, this is the MTN 10 o'clock news.
Good evening and thanks for joining us on this Monday night. I'm David J. The Billings Park and Recreations Department is looking to shift course, putting some bigger projects on hold to focus on maintenance of existing parks. With options limited and the cost of new projects on the rise, the park system is now hoping to transfer more than $1 million from a replacement fund to a maintenance fund. The goal, helping to make all of the parks already in the Magic City even better.
When you drive by a park at 35 miles an hour, you look over there and you go, wow, that looks pretty nice and green, all that. But when me and my staff get out there and look closer at that park, we start to see open bare spots in the park. That's a maintenance concern to us. It's less inviting, it's less safe.
Mike Pigg, Billings Parks and Recreation Director, says since 2017, the city has concentrated on replacing amenities such as new playgrounds and the pool building at Rose Park.
Every time we put in a new amenity, if we don't get additional funding, then it just spreads my staff that much thinner.
But Pigg says no money was added for maintenance during that time, and he asked for that to change at Monday night's Billings City Council meeting. Currently, about $4 million of the park's recreation and public lands $8 million budget goes to maintenance, and Pigg would like to move about $1.2 million, about half the funds for amenities, over to maintenance.
It may mean that a playground that is aging and probably needs replaced is probably going to have to last another year. But I also think as people go to the parks, they'll find that the restrooms are cleaner. They'll find that the playgrounds are safer.
Pigg says adding new amenities may draw attention, but well-maintained parks are safer.
People are more likely to go there with their family, with their kids, and so that kind of pushes that negative activity out of the park, and I think it makes them safer. I know it makes them safer.
Part of the maintenance would involve adding a second police officer to patrol parks. Pigg says out of a staff of 23, 16 are dedicated to maintenance, almost 6 short of what is ideal to maintain 2,400 acres.
We're not asking for any new dollars. We're just going to reallocate how we spend our dollars and maybe do it a little bit wiser.
New tonight, we're learning details surrounding a deadly apartment fire in Billings. Billings Fire Department says the woman found dead in the apartment from injuries sustained in the fire. The fire sparked after midnight on Saturday morning and was confined to one apartment at a complex in the 700 block of 12th Street West. The Billings Fire Department has not released a cause of the fire, but did say the apartment had moderate heat and smoke damage. Tonight, the latest on a peculiar Sunday evening crash in Billings that took out a fence, damaged a business, and several parked cars. Surveillance video from the business Eagle Tattoo shows the moment a driver makes impact as if it's something straight out of an action movie. Q2's Alina Howder has more on how the crash happened, the damage it caused, and who, including a 15-month-old baby, was in the car.
2 Billings businesses are picking up pieces after a vehicle careened off of I-90, hitting 4 cars parked here at Viwi's, a Volkswagen restoration shop. One of those cars then crashed into the storefront of Eagle Tattoo in a scene they never could have imagined. Things can change in an instant. That's something this wild video proved to Jolene and Andy Glover Sunday night.
Heartbreak. Heartbreak.
When this car blasted off an Interstate 90 on-ramp, damaging multiple vehicles at the couple's livelihood, a Volkswagen restoration shop called Viwi's.
Looks like 4 of ours customers and a friend of ours that had their car parked down here.
According to the Montana Highway Patrol, a woman was entering I-90 eastbound from 27th Street around 6:45 p.m. Sunday night when she careened through a fence right off the road at around 70 miles per hour. All 3 passengers, including a 15-month-old baby, were taken to an area hospital with non-life-threatening injuries.
The car getting wrapped up in the chain link like it did save them.
MHP said it was still waiting for a toxicology report to see if drugs or alcohol were involved. The couple's thankful no one died. But it's tough news to break to their customers.
Devastated but understanding. This will be a setback with, unreplaceable vehicles.
A domino effect for Viwi's and Eagle Tattoo right next door.
When you get here, there's just carnage everywhere.
That carnage included bits and pieces from Eagle Tattoo's window.
It's ugly. It's for everyone else. I mean, like I said, luckily I'm not as affected as everyone else, but it is still awful.
Both entities are open and operating during their normal business hours as they move forward from the chaos.
Dealing with customers now and moving forward with what else we have in front of us. And just persevering, I guess.
In Billings, Alina Howder, MTN News.
Here's a live shot with the Stockman Bank weather cam where temperatures started off a lot colder than average at 12 degrees, 10 below the seasonal average, but we ended up 11 degrees warmer than typical. So we made it all the way up to 50 degrees by later in the afternoon. The winds, we saw a little gust pick up to 26 miles an hour and sunset now at 4:31 in the evening. But look at the contrast in temperatures. We hit 58 for you in Livingston today compared to 15 degrees for Glasgow and Wolf Point, and only 12 degrees over in Williston and Minot, North Dakota. So the cold air is still centered over and across this region. As we start getting into the next 24 hours, we're going to be looking for warming, we're going to be looking for some wind, and a chance of rain or snow.
A true sign that Christmas is near, as the Montana State Capitol's Christmas tree shined very bright today. The tree was harvested on state trust lands near Bozeman. It's 40 feet tall and weighs 1,100 pounds. The Carroll College Choir performed multiple holiday songs during the ceremony, and its director helped to share the symbolism behind the tree lighting.
It really is the start of the Advent season for us, and it's also, just a time to come together with family and friends and community to just enjoy all of the festivities of the season.
The governor and the First Lady invite all Montanans to visit the state capitol to see the Christmas tree throughout the month of December. The White House decked its halls with boughs of holly and more for the holidays. First Lady Jill Biden unveiled the decorations. This year's theme, a season of peace and light. The decorations feature 83 Christmas trees, 28,000 ornaments, and 165,000 holiday lights. Several rooms have special themes, including the China Room and the dining room with ornaments made by children from across the country. The official White House menorah is also on display, along with a miniature gingerbread White House. A team of more than 300 volunteers helped transform the first residence, and more than 100,000 visitors are expected this holiday season. Another food recall hits Montana. This time it's cucumbers with salmonella. 16 cases are now reported in Montana, with at least one in Yellowstone County. Q2's Charlie Kleps looks into the latest recall and why recalls seem to be happening more often.
Cucumbers like this one are just the most recent produce to be recalled in America after being linked to multiple cases of salmonella, including some here in Montana. And while this one might be fine, it doesn't have the sun-fed sticker, officials are encouraging any residents to throw their unmarked or sun-fed marked cucumbers away. After yet another produce recall,
We had one case of salmonella infection in early November.
Riverstone Health is once again warning Montana residents to be safe.
If you don't know where your cucumbers came from, to check them out.
The recall this time is for cucumbers distributed by SunFed, an Arizona-based company, between October 12th and November 26th. So far, that recall has affected 26 states, including multiple cases in Montana.
We don't know yet if this cucumber is the food vehicle, but it has been linked through epidemiology.
Communicable Disease Program Manager at Riverstone, Stacy Pennell, says there's at least one in Yellowstone County.
We ask about anything they've eaten, anything they've come in contact with that could be the source of it.
Most of these infections are fairly self-limited.
The good news is the infections usually aren't too severe. Billings Clinic infectious disease specialist Dr. Neil Koo says it usually passes in a week.
You probably have a couple of days, 2, 3, 4 days of diarrhea, and then it kind of goes away.
Koo says that the larger concern is the recent uptick in foodborne illnesses leading to recalls, which he says is due to large production companies sending their products around the country.
If any of it gets contaminated, you see it more, you'll see it not just in one place, you'll see it in many other places.
McDonald's and other fast food chains just recently underwent a large recall of onions due to an E. coli outbreak. And even more recently, chain stores underwent a recall of carrots. Koo says that there's a misconception for shoppers when they're at the store that also doesn't help.
Assuming that, oh, wow, it looks, it's in the grocery store, it must be cleaned and then such that, and they don't really take the necessary precautions.
Which is why Koo and Riverstone are encouraging residents to take a closer look at their cucumbers and clean all produce anyways. In Billings, Charlie Kleps, MTN News.
The small town of Vaughan, Montana, feeling pretty lucky as the first winning ticket for the $250,000 drawing was sold at the Office Bar and Motel. 500,000 tickets were sold on November 1st. And the very first lucky winner announced this afternoon by the Montana Lottery. The Office is a small bar which usually sees 10 to 20 people in a day, but on this day, tickets were sold. The bar had 24 customers in line trying their luck. Owner Carol Betcher says this is the largest payout her store has seen.
We've had like a $5,000 winner just on a few things, but not, I mean, obviously this is the biggest one.
The holder of the winning ticket is still unknown, but Betcher hopes more people will buy their next Montana Millionaire ticket at the bar next year. Still to come on the MTN 10 o'clock news on Q2. The power of pardon. We'll have the latest tonight on President Biden reversing course and keeping his center Hunter out of prison. And later in sports, a party in Sin City. The National Finals Rodeo kicks off in Las Vegas this week, and Scott gets us ready by unveiling some little-known facts. That story in just a bit.
The MTN 10 o'clock news continues right after this.